Hey Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are actually doing the monthly readings, so looking ahead at April. Okay, so please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate your support. It really does help the channel grow. Every single like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. We'll be drawing that when we hit 222 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed and commenting to go in the draw for that. This week we are using, I've got the Love and Light Oracle. We are also using the Dream Lenormand, very pale coloured deck, but we can still sort of see the images on the other side. And then we're also, once again, a pale coloured deck using the Inner Child Oracle, once again, very bright on the other side there. Okay, so we can see the cards when they do come out. It's just they do those two decks do appear very pale coloured. Must be because they're both bunny related decks. So we have bunnies. Apparently, we need to have pale pastel-y colours. Getting into it for you, Aries, we're splitting the month start, middle, and end as our sort of normal now. We'll see what's coming up for you, Aries. I will be doing a love-specific April forecast as well on a separate video, so keep an eye out for that one as well. Okay, Aries, what is going on for Aries during April? Happy birthday season as well, Aries, entering into the Aries. Some of you may have already started having birthdays and others of you still coming up for those. So happy birthday to all the Aries out there. Start, middle, and end of April for Aries, please. Okay, so the start of April, we do have be the powerful presence of peace. You can see that gorgeous little unicorn energy there. So giving all your worries and cares away, allowing the presence of peacefulness to encompass you, Aries. I was talking about this with one of the water signs yesterday, about the feeling of, sometimes if your life is always chaotic and there's always things going on, sometimes sitting in peace and actually just, having some peace and quiet in your life can actually be like super uncomfortable. So this is actually just learning to just be powerful and present in that energy of peacefulness, and that it is okay to have nothing going wrong. Doesn't mean that something is going to go wrong tomorrow, not at all. That sometimes you can actually just sit back and go, wow, life's actually all right today. It's peaceful, nothing chaotic going on. I'm going to actually choose to enjoy this rather than fight against it and worry about what's the next big chaotic event that's going to take place and throw me from this piece. Okay, I'm going to pull out all your Lenormand now for the whole month so we can sort of move through the timeline without having to sort of go backwards and forwards. Aries, what's going on for Aries at the start of April? And the middle of April for our Aries. And the end of April for Aries. Okay, so I probably will need to clarify as we go on through. Starting off, I will just ask here for clarification for the start of April for you, Aries. Specifically, what area of life is this for Aries, please? Showing at the start of April. At the bottom of the deck, I do have the bed, then the incense burner, and then the tree as well. So we're seeing restful time, like that need to be at peace and at rest within yourself, clearing out any old energy, removing the negative energy from your world, and for your self growth, your taking care of yourself, self healing, those sorts of things. So we definitely are seeing this peaceful kind of energy for you at the start of April, and you really needing to sort of take that on board and embody that peacefulness and allow yourself to just sit in that energy of peace. Okay, we do have the market here. So that's a very interesting card because the market does really talk about, it is a business type card. It does talk about buying and selling kind of stuff, the financial markets, adding things up within yourself, within your life. It's not feeling overly financially related to you here specifically, Aries, although for some of you it may be, talking about, the your career and your finances starting to move forward, because I do see a lot of movement here, and it may for some of you be that movement forward into peaceful waters is kind of what I'm getting. That if we're seeing so much movement here, it's the movement towards peace and towards the peaceful waters, rather than having another big storm front coming through for you here, Aries. But for others of you, it's not necessarily financial. It's more about the way that you're selling yourself short at the moment, and asking you to, invest more back into yourself. Something's not, the math ain't mathing, Aries, and it's to do with, within yourself, I feel here. When I've asked to clarify what that's in regard to, the aspect, we have the mountain coming through. So it is, some obstacles, some issues, some delays that you've been facing within yourself, some things that have been obstacles, that are allowing you to sell yourself short, if that kind of makes sense. It's like, uh, I do kind of feel that these obstacles are like, the obstacles are coming through as like issues like self-value and your confidence, and because it is coming through very strongly with this message of you selling yourself short, and the math ain't mathing, that you're saying 2 plus 2 equals 7, and it doesn't. It equals 4, but you're adding in all this extra stuff that is leading you to the wrong conclusions. You're not just looking at the two numbers that you've been given. You're adding in your own personal, like your own negative thoughts into that, and it's creating this problem with the maths, for yourself here, Aries. But we do see that you are shifting away from that, and you are, really trying to focus on selling yourself up, and going, making sure things are adding up correctly, and that you're not taking in this energy of, well, I'm going to add my own 3 in there. You're trying to, stop doing that. You're trying to just allow peace to be, and not actually putting in your own three that's telling you, oh, you can't have peace, Aries. It's coming through very left of center, the way that it's feeling. I need to describe that to you there. That's probably not the normal way I would describe that energy. But we do have the ship and stork coming through here as well. So whether these cards want to show us what they are or not, we have the ship and then we have the stork. Okay, so both of those have a lot of movement with them. The ship really does sort of let us know, especially with that market card, that, all your ships are coming in. We're moving into those calmer waters, that you're about to set sail into some brand new adventures, a new way of, accepting peace into your life, into yourself, into your soul here, Aries. And this is really stirring up those previous obstacles within yourself, and realizing that, the only obstacle to this is you yourself. You are creating a lot of these issues and obstacles for yourself. You're the one creating these obstacles for yourself out of your own self-value and the way that you validate yourself. So I do feel for a lot of you here, Aries, this is all about the way that you speak to yourself internally here, and accepting that, do you know what, you can actually stop looking for trouble around every corner. Stop expecting trouble. Start expecting peacefulness. And you know, the more that you're putting that out there, the more that you actually will receive that in return. Okay. The middle of April, we do have shine your inner light brightly. Okay, so shine bright like a diamond, Aries. You know, this change within you yourself at the start of the month, it does allow you to really start shining that beautiful Aries energy out to the world, and you start seeing it as well. I feel here, Aries, that you're kind of going, hang on, I do have this light inside of me here. You know, there is a reason for me to shine and accept all that. And it sort of gets you thinking about, how can I shine this light on other aspects of my life? Okay, so it's like you're being illuminated. All this stuff within you is being brought out into the light, and it's allowing you to, you know, shine brighter than you may have ever shone before. So when I'm talking about, you know, shining brightly, this is all about your spirit coming through here, your passion, your inner peacefulness coming to the surface, and allowing yourself to embody that and embrace that, and rather than embracing this past, you know, negative self validations and things like that, you're allowing your inner light to come to the surface. For some of you, I am picking up that there is this energy of spiritual light as well, that you're actually starting to connect more to source and your own sense of spirituality. You may have some sort of gift, you know, with spirituality, that you're now actually able to, you know, shine that, and maybe even start to use that to help other people. But otherwise, you know, I feel for a lot of you, it's more about helping yourself at this current time. But we do see the middle of April here. We've got the ring and then the house. Okay, so we do see the focus coming through to you, shining the light for yourself, you know, on how to gain stability within relationships. Okay, so these definitely could be relationships, you know, love relationships, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is all the relationships in your life, you know, finding that security and stability within platonic relationships, work relationships, as well as romantic relationships. Okay, so you're trying to really focus on that stability, break free of any negative cycles that you've held yourself in the past with these relationships, and really just finding that sense of, these are the people that I'm comfortable with. This is my, you know, my home amongst friends. This is my family, even if they're not by my blood, even if they are. This is my family, my tribe. You know, and I want to make sure I'm nurturing the bonds of our relationship, and you know, paying attention to the relationships that are working for my highest good, and you know, releasing relationships and cycles that are no longer, you know, serving my highest purpose here. We do see the clouds energy as well. So this is something I feel that you are going to be consciously thinking about how does this relationship serve me? How do I serve this person stronger in this relationship? How do I make this relationship stronger with this particular person? It's going to be something that is in your thoughts. The clouds is all about your thoughts. And it does also let us know that, you know, not to allow yourself to overthink it either. We're seeing you needing to sit in that peaceful energy at the moment, Aries. So it's very muchly about, you know, letting those clouds be light and fluffy. You know, have the thought, but then release it, and not holding on to thoughts and overthinking things, and allowing them to turn into storm clouds, where you're starting to, you know, allow yourself to go down this track of thinking negatively, or that, oh, only negative outcomes are going to come from that, because, you know, if you hold on to those thoughts too tightly, not only does it create anxiety and depression, clouded judgment and confusion. Okay, so the more the tighter the hold you have on your thoughts, rather than just sort of letting them, yep, okay, now release that thought, and you know, put it into action if necessary, and you know, okay, cool, I'm aware of that, I'm going to let that go. Or really the need to consciously continue to put yourself back into positive thought rather than negative thought. I'm just feeling that for some of you, there may be this energy in the middle of the month where you are going to feel very drawn into your own sort of headspace and what's going on in your thoughts, and to avoid that, because it is going to drag you into anxiety and this confusion and clouded judgment here. So focus on shining your light brightly in a very positive way for yourself here, Aries, rather than allowing yourself to dwell too much on certain thoughts that you may be tempted to overthink here. All right. The end of the month, we do see let love light the way. Okay. So don't be afraid or discouraged. All right. Let love shine the way for you. So, especially when you're shining your light brightly, this is how you do that for yourself, Aries. From the love within yourself, within your, with the love within you for others, for other people, especially these relationships that we're focusing on in the middle of April here. Pardon me. Let love light the way. Okay, so let love shine ahead of you and guide you into strengthening the bonds of these relationships in your life. It has come out though with, we do have the whip and the tower coming out there. So the whip here, I do feel as though this is that tendency that from that cloud energy. For some of you, you definitely are following the thoughts a little bit too heavily here at the middle and end of April. It's leading you into this energy of, beating yourself up about stuff, especially things from the past that you cannot change. You're kind of, sitting there telling yourself, oh, you should feel guilt, you should feel shame, you should feel, all this sort of stuff. And you're having this tendency to draw yourself into trouble and tension and drama and self-conflict over especially past issues here. But it's the way that you're thinking. So that's why we're seeing that coming through, to sort of warn you to be very conscious of what you're thinking and how you're thinking, and being very conscious of, turning your mindset back to positive rather than allowing yourself to sit in negative thought. Okay, Aries. This also does talk about, the whip is, it's a very important card, because, it does talk about conflict or fights and things like that. And it's kind of like, I am just sort of getting that, once again, this is all going on within your mind space. So for some of you, you may be sort of going over fights from the past in your mind and sort of going, on a loop over and over and over about, oh, me, when I had this fight with this person, this and this and this and this and this, it's kind of going around and around and around here. Is kind of what I'm getting. You're beating yourself up about this. You're putting yourself into conflict and turmoil about what's happened in the past. And, the tower does remind us that, the past is the past. The only way that you should be looking at the past is not what has happened or how you could have done things differently, or, all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, but looking at how you can use that foundation that you've created in the past to build new foundations, to, take some time to yourself and work through those conflicts, as in the sense of, what can I learn from that? How can I do better in the future? Okay, and changing your mindset a little bit here, Aries, with the way that you're fighting yourself a little bit about some stuff from the past. I feel we do also have the fish coming through. So for some of you, it may be, fighting with yourself about financial issues in the past. They may be at the sort of forefront. The way that you've set up a foundation financially in your life, that I'm sort of feeling this energy of certain patterns of spending, and certain patterns of not being able to save, just that sort of energy. So there may be some sort of foundation that you have set in the past that is not feeling very fruitful for you in the current. energy here. But that fish, it really does talk about a potential abundance and wealth. So I am getting that for some of you that's completely separate, and that there is going to be, like, because I'm getting it coming through separately with that let love light the way. That there is something, there's a message here for someone. Love will guide you to your abundance. Love guides you to your wealth. Having a love for something or someone guides you to become more abundant or more wealthy. And it may, wealth is about a lot more than just money as well. So, letting love guide the way, you may be guiding yourself towards, being able to let go of the hold of the past and to create more abundance just in love for yourself, like the way that you love yourself, the way that you love others, the love that you're guided to in your life. But I am getting that there is an intuitive element there as well, where there is definitely, love, your heart is trying to guide you somewhere here, Aries. I'm just going to get some to clarify that. Can we just clarify that last message for Aries, especially the fish, and then a second card? What is love lighting the way toward for Aries? Fish. Okay, so that fish energy, the fighting in the past with yourself here, and sort of fighting that sort of energy there. It's because, sudden changes are necessary. We have the scythe there. So this is you making a sudden change to the foundation you've created in the past, and you're going, do you know what? I don't want to live my life like that anymore. I don't want to, live paycheck to paycheck anymore. I'm going to make some sort of sudden change to move towards abundance and wealth. I'm not going to settle for less anymore. I want to make changes in my life to the foundations of my life. So to the way that I think about money, to the way that I react to money, and all that sort of stuff. I want to make a change to the foundation of what money means to me. So if money means nothing to you, the foundational change is something along the lines of money starting to be more important for you, and vice versa. If money does currently, mean a lot, and it's always on your mind, like, why don't I have enough money? You're making a fundamental change here to the foundation of the way that you deal with money by placing less importance on it. Is kind of what I'm feeling here, that it may come through a little bit unexpectedly. There may be something unexpectedly happening with your finances at the end of April that is, I kind of feel like forcing you to look at this issue, and kind of forcing you to make these changes. But they do feel ultimately good. They do feel as though it's going to help you. I'm sort of just feeling that it's drawing you to more abundance, and it's making changes to the foundational issues within your financial wealthy abundance sphere here. But then when I've asked, let love light the way, and can we clarify that? What is love leading you to here? We do have the intuitive energy, the moon here, which is the Cancer card. We've got Cancer, Capricorn. We've got the Aries card out on the table as well. We've got Gemini here, and also Taurus. Okay, so I'm seeing quite a few different signs coming through for you today, Aries. But I just felt it important to mention that the moon is the Cancer sign, because, this is actually reading kind of similar to the Cancer reading I did do yesterday. So if you do have strong Cancer placements, you may want to check that reading as well. But ultimately, it's about following your intuition, using your intuition, letting love guide the way, following your heart here, Aries, and following your emotions. Your emotions are the clues to what your intuition is trying to show you here, trying to lead you towards. So if you're getting triggered by something, or you're getting emotional, upset about something, there's something for you in that. Your intuition is trying to tell you something by giving you such a strong emotion. Strong emotions, good and bad, are our intuition trying to give us messages. Okay, so there's a reason everyone has emotions, even when we're, Aries, you're probably one of the signs that does try to push them down a little bit more, because you guys are a little bit more reactive than sitting in those emotions. So but it's asking you to listen to those emotions, and ask what they're trying to tell you, where they're trying to guide you towards. There's really something, you're being pushed towards something here, Aries. But obviously I've doing a long reading for you today, Aries. Everyone else has been about 20 minutes, but we'll grab your last two cards here. Anything else Aries needs to know for the month of April? Once we start clarifying things, it does get a little bit longer. We do have treat yourself. Okay, the little bunny in the Nutella jar. I treat myself to life, and I am treated well by life. So going back to that peacefulness energy, that, it may be uncomfortable at first, but treat yourself to a few moments of peace here and there, because, life is trying to give you this peace. So don't deny it. Allow it to come on through. And then we also have the belonging card. Okay, so that one's all about family and belonging. So once again, what I was talking about with that house energy, the sense of family. This is your tribe, and fixing any bonds that are broken within that tribe. Repairing relationships, really focusing on those relationships. It does say, I am true to myself and loved as I am. So staying true to yourself, shining that beautiful light of yours, Aries, and the people that love you, they love you just as you are, okay? And if anything, they want to help you grow for yourself, not because they're putting all this external pressure on you, but they want to see you shine brighter. Okay, Aries. So that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. And hopefully I'll see you all again soon.